52-21, you all. Let me repeat that again for the people in the back. 52-21. That was the score yesterday in Detroit at Ford Field at the Bears got boat race right out of the building. You know we got to talk about it. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vibe, and I'm on the road for work this week. I'm in Green Bay, so I don't have my usual setup. I don't have my computer to edit. So these videos are going to be pretty much one take off the cuff. I got a bunch of notes here on the iPhone, so let's get to it. Fam, 52-21. The defense got howled. The offense once again kind of struggled. But this game was about the entire team just getting their tail kicked off the field. It's just, I don't know. I feel like we are continuing where we left off last year with the Eberflus debacle. Only this time you can't blame Matt Eberflus because he's not here. But you know who we can blame and who's going to get a lot of the blame for this particular loss and whatever loss that we suffer moving forward here for our wins and losses or whatever? Ryan Poles. Yeah, it's time to have that Ryan Poles conversation. But before I get to Ryan Poles, we got to talk about how the Bears got outscored 24-7 in the second half yesterday. We got to talk about how Tyreek Stevenson could not cover a cold. I mean, good Lord, Amon-Ra St. Brown ran all over Stevenson, just ran circles around him, just abused that man. It was just terrible. We got to talk about how we had no safety help when Jamison Williams was running right by the entire defense to the end zone. Where's Kevin Byard? Where's Jaquan Brisker? Speaking of defense, where's the pass rush? We are paying Montez Sweat some $27 million a year or whatever, and I can't find him. You might as well put him on a milk cart. Where is he at? Where's Montez Sweat? Grady Jarrett, little impact. Dio Dambo, after going on again backup last week, was nowhere to be found this week. Where is the pressure from the front four? Nothing, non-existent. I mean, we've always known that the Bears pass rush was an issue, but damn, man, they did nothing against the Lions. I mean, even when Dennis Allen sent the secondary guys to blitz, nothing. Just no pass rush. Jared Goff had all day. He had enough time to call his girlfriend, reschedule his chiropractor appointment, and didn't make the throw. He had that much time back there yesterday. It was bad. Going back to the offense, the same thing happened this week that happened last week, right? The offense, they got an opening drive touchdown. We like that, but not much after that. They still can't sustain drive to help the defense out. And there's just nothing happening with the offensive line, especially in the run game. We have no run blocking. I don't know what's going on. We signed Joe Tooney, Jonah Jackson, Drew Gallman to fortify the interior of the offensive line. And in the run game, I'm not seeing it. Now, as far as pass protection goes, I think it's a little better. It's okay. It's not where we want it, but that's more to do with Darnell Wright false starting and Braxton Jones getting bull rush every chance anybody gets the bull rush. I mean, it's just ridiculous with Braxton Jones. But there's no run blocking. I don't care if it's DeAndre Swift, Kyle Monangai. Nobody's running anywhere with that line the way that they're run blocking because they're not run blocking. It's just bad. And then we find out today that Jalen Johnson is out for the year possibly because he injured a groin. Now, I don't know if it's the same groin that he had previous issues with, but he injured a groin or re-injured a groin. I don't know. But they're saying he's done for the year, which is scary considering what happened with our secondary yesterday. Oh, boy. Dennis Allen, I don't know what you're going to do, bro, but you got to figure it out because we can't have what happened yesterday happen again. You can't do it, man. You can't do it. But as I alluded to in the beginning of this video, the big thing for me goes back to Ryan Poles. I saw something on Twitter today earlier, just like 20 minutes ago, and I want to bring it to your attention. Our general manager, Ryan Poles, has drafted 34 players. Do you know how many of those players have been named to the Pro Bowl, you all? Don't worry, I'll wait. 0. None of them. Ryan Poles has been the Bears GM since 2022. That's 4 drafts now, I think he's had, right? 3 or 4 drafts. 34 players he drafted. None of them have been named to a Pro Bowl. None of them. At least Ryan Pace has 7 Pro Bowlers. Phil Emery, I think, had 4 Pro Bowlers. Ryan Poles, nothing. if you go down the roster of this team as it's currently constructed, can you name me a single impact player on the team right now? I mean, maybe I can give you Roma Dunze, but outside of Roma Dunze, I don't know what other impact player the Bears currently have on their roster. You have zero on defense. You got Rome on offense. That's about it. Caleb Williams is getting better each and every week, but he has a long way to go. I'm not out on Caleb Williams like a lot of people seem to be out on Caleb Williams because I don't think he's had enough time to make that judgment yet. And he was better this week than he was last week, so he is growing, but I wouldn't call him an impact player. Rome, impact player, and if you don't want to call him an impact, well, he's certainly trending that way. The problem is that when you have a GM who drafted 34 players, none of them going to a Pro Bowl, and this team consistently lacks mental toughness, that is on the GM. Ryan Pohl's method of drafting has horribly failed. Horribly. He always talks about drafting high integrity, good character guys. And that's all good and well on paper, but if those guys can't win you games, if they can't handle adversity, what good are they? For all the consternation around passing on Jalen Carter, he's making an impact on the Eagles. This is football at the end of the day. You need to draft dogs. Jalen Carter is a dog. Ryan Poles has yet to draft a dog. Now, the draft class this year, is the jury's still out on them. But what did they do yesterday? What have they done this season? Colston Loveland had one target yesterday. Luther Burden's only on special teams, even though, at least with him, he's caught up in a deep wide receiver room, so you could kind of understand why he's not playing. Ben Johnson seemingly doesn't trust Cal Monongai, even though he says he trusts him. He doesn't give him any carries. He got carries in garbage time yesterday. Ozzie Trapillo was a healthy scratch. Shamar Turner was a healthy scratch yesterday. Who else we draft? Luke Newman, he's probably out there on special teams. Ruben Hippolyte, did he play yesterday? If he did, I didn't hear his name called. Todd Frazier, that's a whole other story. Can't even play this year because of an undisclosed issue that the Bears supposedly found out after they drafted him. How the hell do you not know that before you draft him is beyond me. But again, another fail on Ryan Pohl's part. Whether you think that's fair or not, I don't care. But this team is going south in a hurry. And I told y'all in a previous video, right? When good things happen for Caleb Williams, or when things happen around Caleb Williams, I want you to observe how the team responds around Caleb Williams. Did you notice what happened yesterday? Did you notice that Van Ginkel of the Lions took a cheap shot at Caleb Williams yesterday? And do you want to know what happened when he took that cheap shot? Nothing. No Bears player came to Caleb's defense. I mean, clear as day, I noticed. I'm like, damn. The ref didn't call a flag, but again, the refs are going to miss some things sometimes. You can't fully rely on the refs. I'm not even going to talk about what they did at the end of the half yesterday, but Van Ginkel took a clear, cheap shot at Caleb Williams, and none of the Bears players responded. I'm telling y'all, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the team is just not really vibing with Caleb that way. I don't know. But the fact that you got an opposing player taking a clear, cheap shot at him and his teammates doing nothing about it, red flags, y'all. That's a red flag to me. Also, I'm really getting tired of the we should have Tyler Warren over Colston Loveland rhetoric that I'm seeing on Bears Twitter. Caleb Williams doesn't target tight end. He didn't really target him much in college. What the hell do you think Tyler Warren would do in this offense differently from Colston Loveland? If they're not scheming play for Colston Loveland, do you really think that there will be scheming play for Tyler Warren? No. It's the same, it's almost a similar argument to the one that we had last year about what would Jaden Daniels do in the offense besides Caleb. If you had Jaden on the Bears last year instead of Caleb, would Jaden still go to the NFC Championship game? No. But y'all, for whatever reason, people on Bears Twitter just can't think outside the box. They see something happening with another team, and they think that's automatically they see something happening with another team, and they think that's how it automatically works with the Bears. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to take the situations for what they are, independent of each other. Tyler Warren would not be doing what he's doing this year on the Bears offense. Simple as that. Because Caleb Williams is not targeting tight ends. Doesn't matter if you have Brock Bowers on the team, it would not matter. Because Caleb probably won't throw to him. I don't know why Caleb is allergic to tight ends, but he is apparently. I don't know. So please, just stop the Tyler Warren rhetoric. It doesn't matter. And Ben Johnson is not calling the best plays. I mean, you had 2 quarterback sneaks yesterday on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, and both of them got stuck. If it didn't work the first time, why the hell would you try the second time? Caleb Williams is not a quarterback sneak quarterback. That's not his thing. You had a running back there. Actually, you had Roschon Johnson and Calvin Mungai back there yesterday. Both of them could have probably picked up the 1 yard, but you didn't give it to them not a once. You went twice with Caleb. What are we doing here, Ben Johnson? What are we doing? Like, I don't understand the mindset that Ben Johnson is going with some of these play calls. Now, I'm still wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's a brand new head coach, and, I'm not going to judge him this soon, but I am going to judge some of his decisions because I'm wondering why. I just don't understand. So Ben Johnson said earlier today in his press conference that he's going to, what happened after he reviewed the tape from yesterday, he saw a lot of things on tape with players running around that he didn't really particularly care for. And a lot of people, myself included, basically accused him or insinuating that he's calling out DJ Moore. So if we all believe that he's calling out DJ Moore, I wonder what's being talked about behind the actual scenes at Howard Hall as it relates to DJ Moore. Because I got to believe that DJ Moore's time as a Bear is running out with the way he conducted himself on the field. Like, he's not running his routes. He's not, his body language is off. He's not running his route clearly. It seems to me like he's not being a total team player. And you can't have that. You just can't have it. So I thought that when we traded for him that DJ Moore was a very good player, but if he's not going to play up to his full potential and he's not going to give 100% effort for Caleb and the rest of the team, then he has to go. And a lot of people are going to be potentially losing their starting job because they're not performing at the level that Ben Johnson expects, and they should. Darnell Wright continually having false starts on the line. Like, you're in your 3rd year now. How are you false starting in your 3rd year, Darnell Wright? We're not even going to discuss Braxton Jones because you know how I feel about Braxton Jones, and he got abused yesterday, but he always gets abused. That's nothing new for Braxton Jones. That's his MO. When he's right, even when he's 100% healthy, he is serviceable at best. He's average. So, with all that out the way, we got Matt Eberflus coming back to Chicago this Sunday, Bears, Cowboys, and Soldier Field. The Bears crumbled yesterday at Ford Field, but we're going to learn a lot about the mental toughness of this team when Matt Eberflus comes to town. If they can't get motivated, if they can't get up to play Matt Eberflus, a guy that they all wanted thrown out of the building, then it's time to make some wholesale changes on the roster. And again, that goes back to Ryan Post and his inability to draft players that can actually play winning football. You might have a situation where Ryan Post needs to be fired in the middle of the season. Which, I mean, to me, it doesn't really make sense, but that's where this thing is trending. Which is funny because they extended him this offseason. But his inability to draft quality players keeps showing up time and time again. And you can't let him run another draft if this thing keeps going the way it's going. But if the Bears can't at least show some fight this Sunday at Soldier Field versus the coach they want it gone, a lot of them need to be gone. The Bears might want to be sellers at the trade deadline, trade some players away. Ryan Post is going to get fired. Like, you got to fire him at that point. It's over with. But let me know what y'all think, man. How are you feeling about the Bears team at this point? I'm not ready to call the season over with, but again, Sunday is going to be a big, big turning point for this team. Whether it goes south or it goes north, I don't know. But how they do against Eberflus is going to tell me personally a lot about where the team is at mentally. Drop a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the Yard for more things Chicago Bears, and I'll catch up with y'all in the next video.